Ladies and gentlemen, do I have the special video for you. In my 2 years of Minecrafting, I have yet to make a dedicated video on this topic, so today we're going to be covering 15 extremely underrated packs from the Minecraft community, resource packs to be specific, and almost half of these have a download count of less than 1,000, so I wouldn't be surprised if most of these you've literally never heard of before, and all of these are packs that I have yet to cover in long form videos on my channel. So sit back, relax, subscribe if you're new, and let's jump into it. Starting off the video, I want to talk about a resource pack that's incredibly special, one that I first heard of before it even had 200 downloads. But before I do that, I want to talk about these shaders because I really like them a lot. As you can see, they're nothing too special. It's pretty light overall and doesn't change the look of the game too much, but still makes it look really good. The only problem is these aren't shaders. This is actually the resource pack, and this resource pack is called Reshaded. Currently, my game is running on 100% vanilla 1.21.10 Minecraft. And as you can see, if I go to my resource pack screen, you'll see that that's all it is. It's just a resource pack. I'm not going to claim to know how Reshaded works, but what I do know is that it runs off of something called core shaders, or it changes something called core shaders, or uses that type of technology to achieve this look. And by golly, is it beautiful. I mean, not needing a mod loader, not needing any mods, and just regular vanilla Minecraft drag and drop, this looks fantastic. And I cannot wait for the future of this pack to see what the creator is able to accomplish given more time. I mean, this pack just came out. It's already pretty awesome that you can just use it without any mods or anything, but it doesn't affect FPS either. So if you're someone that has a computer that barely runs 60 FPS vanilla Minecraft, well, it's not going to change at all running Reshaded, and I think that's absolutely amazing. Moving over to a pack that currently has 500 downloads, and yes, will be going in my mod pack when I release the update, which by the way, the update's coming. I'm sorry, it is taking a while. I get married in 4 days by the time you guys see this video, so I've been a little bit busy. But this pack is called Almost Vanilla Potions, and in my opinion, is my favorite retexture of the potions within Minecraft. I think these look absolutely beautiful. If we take a look at the Potion of Luck, you'll see it kind of looks like, you know, a little 4-leaf clover shamrock thingy. If we go ahead and take a look at the Potion of Harming, it's a darker version of the Potion of Healing, both of which are shaped like hearts. If we take a look at the Potion of Fire Resistance, you can see it's in the shape of a flame, which is really cool. The Potion of Slowness is big and round, like my belly. And there's just a lot of really cool designs. We take a look at Poison right here. You can even see within the actual liquid of the potion, it looks like a skull. It's a really cool way to go about designing potions. If I go ahead and pull this up in the creative menu, you can go ahead and see what all of the textures look like. And yeah, this one right here, I don't know how it has so little downloads. I can't wait to add it to Vanilla Perfected and boost the downloads on this thing because more people need to know about this pack. Absolute beautiful retextures. I'm a huge fan. Let's go ahead and take things down a notch, at least as far as downloads are concerned. This pack has around 30 downloads and is called Demon Eye Phantoms. So if you're like me, I'm in peaceful mode. If you're like me and are an enjoyer of Terraria, you'll probably love this one. I think this pack is incredible. The only critique I have is to maybe update the sounds of the mob, as well as, I mean, you kind of gotta update the spawn egg. The name of the spawn egg is different, it says Demon Eye, but an update to the spawn egg and an update to the sounds would just be fantastic. I mean, you already have the Demon Eye look, the Eye of Cthulhu look. You have the iris colors are different, so this one over there is blue. You have kind of like a teal right there and orange, so you have a little bit of variety going on with these guys. But yeah, I think this resource pack is awesome, and to just see these guys flying around at night would be super sick in survival. If there's something that I absolutely adore, it's gotta be some bookshelf resource packs. So I'm gonna talk about two, both of which have less than 100 downloads, because for me, the regular bookshelf texture, although fairly iconic, just doesn't really do it for me quite like the chiseled bookshelf texture does, because I mean, they're just so drastically different from each other. But what if you installed Keaton's Reimagined bookshelf? See, what this is going to do is it's going to change the colors of the books that you'll actually see on the bookshelf to better match that of the chiseled bookshelves. And I mean, looking at these side by side, I mean, this looks phenomenal. If you're somebody that wants to keep the regular look of the bookshelf, having the much thinner books on the shelves instead of the big thick ones, then this is perfect. I mean, the parity right here is insane because the book color just adds so much to the flow going in between each one of these blocks. But there also is another option, and that option is Shelviety or Shelviety or something like that. And what this is going to do is it's going to make the regular bookshelf look like the chiseled bookshelf, but add a bunch of random variations to it and make the colors different so that you can very much tell what is chiseled and what isn't. And honestly, I'm pretty torn on which one of these I like more. If you're somebody that prefers the more vanilla look, then perhaps Keaton's is the one that's for you. But if you're someone that just outright loves the chiseled look more than anything and want the regular bookshelf to look more like that, then Shelviety or Shelviety or, you know, however you pronounce it, this one is the one for you. Both of these are fantastic, and I can't believe they both have so little downloads. Paying a visit on over to the old hardcore world, I want to talk about a pack called Fresh Ores and Ingots. Now, what this pack is going to do is it's going to make brand new 3D models for, well, ores and ingots, as you guys can see here. Now, I think these all look really good, but on their own, I gotta say, it's pretty underwhelming. I mean, how often are you going to be holding something like a diamond in your hand? Like, all the time. You're probably not even gonna get to see the 3D model as much. Well, this pack comes with a few tricks up its sleeve that I like a lot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk over here, I'm gonna place a little item frame, I'm gonna place one right there, and place one right there, and, you know, I'll just throw one on the floor too. Now, if we go ahead and walk up to this anvil, we have the gold ingot, right? Well, what if we change that to gold ingots? Netherite ingot to, well, netherite ingots. Copper ingot to copper ingots. And what if, wait, did I not bring an iron bar with me? Huh. Well, anyways, bang. Look at that. If you change the name of these items, you can actually get a special variant that you can display on item frames. Better yet, if you're using an item frame mod that allows you to hide the item frames, these look really cool and can become really nice parts of your builds if you decide to make them into that. I really like this idea a lot, and the creator of this pack is also the creator of Fresh Food, which allows you to take 3D food models and do the same thing by putting them on a plate. And this is just a fantastic idea to make builds look incredible, so much better than they were before without the need of something like mods. And I feel like this pack has kind of been flying a little under the radar lately. I wanted to let you guys know about it. Don't mind the fact that I'm recording this segment on a 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. I just wanted a pretty backdrop, so you just deal with it. This next pack has to do specifically with armor, and by golly, is it cool. This pack is called Armored Legacy, and it adds some really, really cool looking armor sets to your game. Now, you might notice I have like a little copper golem, copper hat helmet thing going on right now, and that's because of specific nameable variants. You'll actually notice if I take this helmet right here and equip it, it's just a regular copper helmet, but this one is one that has the goggles on, and this one, it has the goggles on top of my head. How exactly does that work? Well, these are nameable variants. So this copper helmet, I changed the name to Copper Goggles Off, and it keeps the goggles, but they're not on my eyes. This one right here is called Copper Goggles On, and this one right here is just what it is by default. So there are some really cool variants that you can get with these armors. Here, of course, is the regular leather armor. Here's the chain armor, the gold armor, the diamond and netherite, and that's not where the variants stop, because if I go ahead ahead and grab these two helmets right here. We can go netherite visor up, so you'll see that it looks like the regular helmet, but there's a visor. And then I can do netherite visor down, and now I have a really cool night look as it's covering up my face. This is a really, really good armor pack, probably the greatest that's ever been made. It's definitely really good, and the fact that it has less than 13K downloads is a tragedy. Now, I'm going to record this next segment from the actual Modrinth website because I don't want to skim over this too quickly. I want to give this a fair showing. The creator of the pack that we just talked about is also the creator of hardware Reforged, and the reason I'm recording this from Modrinth is because we can see each and every model that this guy made for all of the tools in the game. You guys know that I'm kind of a sucker for 3D tools and all this kind of stuff, and I gotta say, this pack is pretty good. I think the only critique I have is the pickaxe kind of looks a little funky. Should probably be a little bit more angular than it is instead of kind of droopy, I guess, and kind of rounded. But aside from that, I mean, this is a fantastic pack. I mean, these look really cool. I especially like the netherite look with the kind of like orange lava-y kind of vibe, really making you think of the nether. We of course have the trident here. We have the fishing rods. The crossbows look great. Bows and maces and everything in between. I mean, this pack right here is a hidden gem. Less than 3,000 downloads, 2,200 to be exact. A really good pack, and this person right here does fantastic work. Moving on from one 3D toolset to another, we have a much smaller one, but it's called MLC Better Gear. And this one in particular is built with 𝗠𝗢𝗥𝗕𝗦 compatibility in mind. And honestly, I'm a really big fan of these models. They're a little bit more detailed than the previous ones that we saw, but I think they look fantastic and they still do fit that Minecraft feel, at least for me, at least a little bit high textured, you know what I mean? Here, of course, is the axe, and we can see it with 𝗠𝗢𝗥𝗕𝗦 right now. Here is the sword, which again, I do really like these models a lot. Here is the shovel. Kind of makes me think of an oar. It kind of makes me think of an oar you'd see in a boat. We have the pickaxe, which I'm a very big fan of the pickaxe design. I think it looks fantastic, very nice. And then we of course also have the hoe, as you can see here. Now, one of the cool things with this pack is it actually has some unique changes to the tools depending on the enchantment. Here's a look at the regular gold sword, as you can see, but if I swap to one that has fire aspect, you'll notice it has this little rune on it, this little orange rune surrounded by gray to kind of signify that this sword has fire aspect on it. And if we walk up over here and we hit that sheep, you'll notice that it catches fire. The same thing with efficiency on this pickaxe. You'll actually see, if I go and throw it down, that the handle of this pickaxe is a little bit enhanced compared to that of the regular one. So something I just haven't really seen much from these 3D tool packs is stuff like that, the visual changes to your tools depending on which enchantment they have, and I think it's a really cool idea, and I see a bright future for this pack personally. I want to make it known that I absolutely adore like every single resource pack I'm talking about in today's video, but this one that I'm about to talk about is one of my favorites. This one is called Armored Vanguard, and it's just bewildering to me that it has under 2,000 downloads. It's truly fantastic. Now, this isn't just an armor retexture pack, but it also comes with a bunch of other changes as well. So first up, we of course have the leather armor. There's not many changes here, but just mainly the leather hat just went from a leather helmet to a leather hat, and you'll see it has a little feather on the side of it, which I think looks really nice. We also have a recreation of some Minecraft Dungeons armor. You'll notice that the chainmail armor actually got repurposed to be archer armor, and I think this just looks so clean. It's unfortunate that chainmail isn't better in this game, you know, basically considering how hard it is to get, either via trading or, you know, needing to get it to drop off of mobs. It's a shame it's not better, but the look of this is just really good. Of course, we have your regular knight armors, so we have the copper armor, and all of these actually come with a little bit of a helmet feather on top. But we have the copper armor here, we have the gold armor here, the diamond, as well as the netherite armor. And some of my favorite parts of these armor pieces is you'll actually notice that you actually get some, like, you know, gauntlets, a little bit of like arm guards going on. Those look super cool, and I love when armor packs, I love when armor packs actually do that. And you'll also see some changes to a lot of items in the game. So first up, the golden crown is actually its own piece of armor. But what it really is actually it's the turtle helmet, and so it will give you water breathing. And this is where I want to segue on into some of the item changes, because you'll actually notice right here, this is a crown fragment. Now, it doesn't really make much sense where you get it from, because you get it from, you know, basically just a 𝘠𝗏𝗏𝗕𝗏. But, you know, this is how you go about crafting the golden crown. We have the ceremonial mace, which is essentially just the totem of undying. We have the blacksmith's hammer, which is essentially just the mace. We have a pitchfork, which you would normally see a peasant using, but this, of course, is just the trident. We have some changes to the sword as well. You actually notice that the little, I guess these are little guards. They're not quite as pronounced, but the blade is a bit longer. So you'll see that the sword is actually a bit larger in this pack, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, instead of just a regular axe, this, ooh, that is a... armor stand, you'll notice that instead of just a regular axe, these are now battle axes, which make a lot of sense considering axes can be used in combat. And of course, another change, which is pretty small, but I do like it a lot, is changes to dog armor. Dog armor will actually cover more of your wolf to keep them even more protected. So yeah, Armored Legacy, incredibly underrated. It definitely goes toe to toe with the other armor pack I've shown in this video. And I'm just such a big fan because it doesn't play it safe. You know, it changes a lot of stuff in your world, and if you're a fan of just a medieval aesthetic, then this pack is absolutely perfect.
Okay guys, I need you all to be extremely quiet because we're reviewing a pack called Cozy Beds, okay? Now, this pack allows your villagers and those that sleep in beds to truly get under the covers and rest. Now you'll notice that I'm using the subtle effects mod for the Z's that are coming off, as well as fresh animations because he's got his eyes closed. But you'll notice with the pack, he's under the bed sheets. Like, what's going on? I didn't even know that was possible. This dude is just chilling under the bed sheets. And if I'm being honest, I kind of want to take this bed. I kind of want to put it there. And I want to go to sleep too. Nighty-night.
Taking another slight detour to the Modrinth website, just because I feel like I can't really necessarily showcase it the best in game, we actually have a pack called Symbolic Subtitles, and what this is going to do is it's going to make your subtitles a lot easier to read at face value. Of course, many people use subtitles because they like them, many people use subtitles because they're hard of hearing, and if you're somebody that kind of has a hard time reading the small amount of text that's in the corner, being able to see these little icons right on a whim and know exactly what it's talking about could be extremely useful to you. I personally don't really use subtitles, I just don't need to, but if this is something that you could find useful, then I highly suggest checking this pack out. I haven't really seen a subtitle pack like ever before, and this pack has less than 3,000 downloads, so if it's something that you use all the time and it could help you out, it's updated for the most recent version of Minecraft, so yeah, definitely give it a try. This next pack, in a sense, is underrated, but also kind of isn't. It's called Fresh Flower Pots Rotated. Now, if any of you guys have used my mod pack, you're probably already familiar with this. And essentially what this regular resource pack does is it gives you unique flower pot textures depending on the flower that's inside of it. With the rotated add-on, however, it just kind of randomizes which way the flower pots are facing. So in this also, you know, even when you change what flower pot it is, depending on the flower you put in it, it's always going to be a bit random. Now, this is kind of in line with the resource pack I've shown on this channel called Illogically Looping Lanterns, because you're not going to see perfectly uniform lanterns like in real life. You know, they're not always going to be square and straight and all that kind of stuff. And kind of the same thing for flower pots. Sometimes they'll kind of be at an angle, you know, and that kind of can shake up things, especially if you have a ton of them lying around. It'll just kind of add more character to your build. So if you are a fan of the Fresh Flower Pots resource pack and want to make it look even better, this add-on is a must. One thing I feel like that doesn't get talked about enough is whenever you're upgrading to Netherite, you're taking pre-existing diamond gear and slapping Netherite on top of it. So theoretically, there should be a little bit of diamond showing, and that's actually going to come via the Netherite Armor resource pack. Now, I don't know why it's called Netherite Armor, because it does a lot more than just upgrade the Netherite Armor, but as you'll see, there's a little bit of diamond imbued into the Netherite gear with this resource pack, a little bit of diamond showing through, which I think looks really cool. But I think one of my favorite parts of this pack, and really like a lot of the packs that I've shown have been very armor centric, and I think the armor for this pack also looks pretty snazzy. I think it looks really cool. If you're a fan of that kind of diamond plus netherite look, then hey, maybe you'll like this one a lot. I do think the armor model itself is really good. As you guys know, I'm not really a huge fan of the default netherite armor, so I normally use the vanilla tweaks one, but this one isn't half bad. I like it. It's kind of got a little bit of a bulky look to it, but not too much, and the tools look pretty clean too. For the last pack of the video, we have one that's fairly subtle but adds some nice character to your game. It's called Magex's Shelf Shrooms. And what this does is it actually allows the mushroom texture to kind of conform around a block whenever it's placed. So as you'll see, if it's on a log or it generates on a log or anything like that, you'll notice that it just kind of wraps around the block that it grows on or is placed on, which I think looks really cool. If we were to take some of the nether blocks as well, so I'm not in the nether right now, but I'm underground for the sake of it working, you'll actually notice that it does work with the nether mushrooms as well, or I guess the fungi. And yeah, I think it looks really, really cool, and it kind of brings me back to that birch forest concept art from forever ago for like the wild update or something, where we saw in the birch forest there was this kind of stuff that was growing out on the trees. And I hope that one day we do get this in vanilla Minecraft, but it does take that idea and brings it back via a resource pack. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching today's video. I really do appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed something a little bit different, as I haven't really gone over packs that like barely anybody knows about. There was like 3 packs today that I went over that had a decent amount of downloads, but everything else, I mean, most of the stuff is extremely underground, and I hope I'll put you guys onto some brand new packs that you'll enjoy for many days, weeks, months, and years to come. Thank you guys for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all next time.